So do you see how your property manager is going to save you? They're going to be in between you and the tenant and really protect you from those frivolous lawsuits, because they're going to be making the decisions for you. So if you've had no contact, you've had no information. So those of you that, someone asked me yesterday if they got to participate in picking the tenants, and I said, no, you don't get to pick at all. You have nothing to do with it, because you don't want anything to do with it, because then you open up yourself for liability. And we're the professionals. You know, that's what we do every day. And we're right most of the time. So how else can property managers reduce your liability? We're looking at things like things that will cause property damage, because that's a liability. It takes money out of your pocket. So twice a year, when the tenant first moves in, and then at their 1-year anniversary, we do a 5-point inspection that checks things to make sure things that are going to cost you a lot of money are not happening. Making sure the gutters are clean, the faucets aren't leaking, the drains aren't leaking, the smoke detectors are in place, and furnace filters are in place. We even take it a step further. When a tenant moves into a property, we give them 3 furnace filters with each monthly date on it. And we explain to them how to change the filter, because it's important that they change your filter. That's one of the most expensive things to replace or repair in your property. So that's how we protect your asset. Carbon monoxide detectors are also very important. Those save lives along with smoke detectors. And then let's talk about snow removal, because Ohio has snow. How many of you think we give the tenant snow shovels or snow when it snows? Smart crowd. We don't, because Ohio had a Supreme Court case that said if you have never touched the snow, cleaned it, offered salt, had it removed, then it would be an unfair assumption for the tenant to believe that you're responsible for that, and then you cannot be held liable. So we don't clean sidewalks, we don't provide salt, we never touch snow in Ohio, because the law protects us. Now that's not the same in every other state, but it's important to know what your local ordinances, rules, court cases that have happened have occurred, so that you're doing the right thing in the communities that have excessive snow, excessive rain, excessive heat. And then if you're having multifamilies, you need to make sure that you're taking care of the common areas. That goes back to making sure there's adequate lighting, so there's not trip and falls, so there's not the bad guy hiding in the corner. So you need to make sure that the common areas are kept clean, free of debris and bugs. We do that through annual inspections. We talked about deadbolts and lighting. And then you really need to think about crime prevention, because that's another area of liability. To make sure that you have locks on your windows, deadbolts on your doors, adequate lighting, things that discourage criminals. We still build cages on all of our air conditioners, because we've found, since we started building cages around our air conditioners, we've had 1 stolen. We used to have 2 a week. So you need to do all that you can to eliminate crime.